Hello and welcome to the weather update, and we're going to start off with just a little bit of a rant here about the plane noise. This is an issue that a lot of people are talking about. You see all these arrivals coming in basically into JFK and going over the middle of Nassau County and into JFK. This is another way how they're screwing us. And this has to do with the weather. Why does it have to do with the weather? Well, because this is a pattern that is made when there is a southwest wind. This is the pattern they should be using, obviously, but we don't have a southwest wind. We have a northwest wind, and yet there's still, this is the issue, the runway 22 gets used way too much, and we get all this plane noise in the middle of the island constantly, one after another after another after another. And you could see here the arrival. So again, I don't think it's fair what they're doing, but hey, the FAA is in on this whole thing about screwing the middle of the island too. Anyway, let's go and look at the satellite, and you will see we had some smoke around, especially during the first half of the day. Then it started clearing out, but there's still smoke around. Not as thick as it was, but we're still dealing with smoke in the sky today. It was very visible, especially as later in the day went on. But around, I would say, the late afternoon is when we had the best skies to look at. So let's look at the high resolution satellite here, and we'll see what shows up here. So, oh yeah, you can see, look at all that. You can see the smoke very easily here on this high resolution satellite right here, stretching all the way out. And then we also had a good amount of clouds popping up throughout much of the day here. You can see right here a good amount of clouds across Long Island and New Jersey popping up because the smoke provided some condensation nuclei for extra clouds to form. This seems to be a phenomenon I noticed when we have the smoke around. You can see here it shows up even better on this one. You can clearly see the smoke right here, and you can see it improves by later in the afternoon. Let's say later look at the satellite. So again, we have this. You can see the smoke is coming all the way from here, all the way from Canada, all the way down here. So let's take a look at some current observations right now. Let's see what's going on outside. And we will look at JFK Airport because the winds are not from the southwest at JFK. So why are they routing the planes over us? The winds are from the west, 17 gusting at 24. They should be using the ocean approach. Why are they using runway 22 and dumping all the planes over central Nassau? Well, because they want to screw us. That's why. You know, that's just another, just want to make it miserable here. I don't know what else to think at this point. If you have any other idea, I know my colleague Matt follows aviation a lot more than I do. Maybe he would have an explanation for this. I don't think it's fair at all whatsoever. You know, the runway, they're supposed to land into the wind, and if you're landing into the wind and the winds are from the northwest or west, and in most sites they are from the northwest or west, you'll see 65 at Farmingdale, northwest at 8. Nice low dew point at 35. Other than the little smoke around in the sky, very comfortable tonight, very comfortable. You can leave the air conditioner off. It's absolutely wonderful out. Let's take a look at Ventus sky and show you you'll also see the wind flow on here too. So you see northwest winds. So why are they running the planes here? Here's the northwest wind. When you land a plane, you got to land into the wind. So they're landing with a crosswind. So why aren't they using this runway that aligns this way? Instead, they're using this runway. So, Matt, hopefully, Matt, you're watching this video. I got a question for you on this. This just doesn't seem fair, and I think this is another thing they're trying to do to ruin the middle of the island by dumping all the air traffic over us. So I think that's another thing they're trying to do, because they don't ever fly over the South Shore. It's always the middle of the island or sometimes the North Shore. And they seem to like to use this routing right over the middle, even when the winds don't warrant it, like tonight. It's one thing when the winds warrant it, obviously, but because you have to land into the wind. But to land at the crosswind, I don't understand it. But anyway, temperature's very nice. Temperature's now dropping into the 60s, and just a very nice day with low dew points too. We're gonna actually go to the one to ground and look at that. We also have to take a look at some of the damage that happened last night with the storms. There was a damage. We're going to actually go to the Weather Service site and look at some storm reports as well. So we'll look at some underground readings too to see what the temperatures are right now. So we have temperatures. See, no sea breeze, 66, 66. Winds in northwest. Why are the planes going. This is ridiculous. So what's going on here? There's something really odd going on, and that's why I think they're actually putting people's safety at risk by having the planes land in a crosswind. It's very dangerous. I don't know why they're doing. I know there's some runway construction going on at JFK. Maybe that has something to do with it, but this has been an issue for many years. So temperatures in the 60s. That's the last time I'll bring it up. I promise. Just, because aviation has to do with the weather, and I don't know why that runway is constantly used all the time just to throw the planes over the middle of the island. It's ridiculous. Let's... Alright, so here we go. Nice comfortable temperatures, nice comfortable dew points as well. Dew points in the 30s and 40s. Really nice air that we have out there. Beautiful. I mean, other than the little haze around and the clouds, especially toward the afternoon, absolutely beautiful evening, nice and cool as well. So 66 degrees, very nice. And in New Jersey, I think it was cool too. Let's see what the temperature is there. Let's see what Toms River got up to today. So it's 65 there, dew point is 40, and Toms River hit 74 today. 74, but you can see it was cloudy for a good part of the day for a little while there with those clouds that popped up. So 74 at Toms River. Let's see what the high was at Islip. And we're going to look at the local storm reports for those, because we have to go over that. So 65 at Islip, dew point 37. Let's see what Islip hit today. Islip hit 73. So pretty uniform temperatures, but you can see again, middle of the day, there were quite a few clouds, and then it didn't really start clearing out until like 3 o'clock because the smoke provided condensation nuclei for the clouds, I think, to form. I think that's what happened. So let's look for the storm report now, and local storm report. So let's see, we're going to go in text work. Of course, they don't have it on the site, so we have to go and we have to find it. Local storm report. Let's see. Local storm report. Where is it? I know. They don't make it easy to find this stuff. Where is it? Local storm report. Here it is. It's all the way at the bottom. Let's see if we can find anything. Alright, so here we go. Here is the local storm report from the storms yesterday. We had hail in Brownsville in the Bronx. I mean, in Brooklyn, of an inch. Marine thunderstorm wind gust at Perth Amboy of 40 miles an hour. Marine thunderstorm wind gust of 54 miles an hour at Sandy Hook. Thunderstorm wind damage in Westfield in New Jersey. A tree fell on a house on Lenox Avenue between St. Paul Street and South Euclid Avenue. A marine wind thunderstorm gust of 40 miles an hour in New York and Manhattan at the Wall Street heliport. 40 mile an hour wind gust. Marine thunderstorm wind gust of 48 miles an hour at Gilgo Beach. And thunderstorm wind damage in Rockville Center in Nassau. Tree down on Lincoln Avenue at Aldred Avenue, reported by Nassau County Traffic Management. We have thunderstorm wind damage in Massapequa. So the South Shore actually got hit by this too. Large tree snapped by Sandy Lane. And this is the most impressive one here. Thunderstorm wind gust of 60 miles an hour in Great Neck. 60 miles an hour. Thunderstorm wind damage in Massapequa, Nassau County. Tree down on Ocean Avenue at Ohio Avenue, reported by Nassau County Traffic Management. Marine thunderstorm wind gust of 5 around of 43 miles an hour. Sayville had a gust of 50. A person was struck by lightning in Northport on Ocean Avenue, and they had minor injuries. They were very lucky. It wasn't a direct strike, but he was he was on the porch of his house, and he was taking down the flag, and the lightning struck a tree, and I saw this on News 12, and then it jumped from the tree to him. And then we also had lightning in Mount Sinai. A house was struck by lightning on Dairy Lane. So quite a stormy night last night. We did wind up having quite a few storms and some storm damage as a result of that. Alright, so where do we go from here with the weather? Well, we have one more nice day tomorrow, and then things are going to change. So let's go and look at our... And I picked the wrong one. Alright. See what happens when your computer lags. Well, let's first start off with the CONUS view. So you see a high moving over us tomorrow, and then moving offshore, and then it goes and sits over here, and then we play with the stall front and deal with some humidity, and we have a high that's going to try to build down for the weekend and maybe bring us some nice weather. We'll have to see what happens with that, and then another stall front that we're playing with at the beginning of next week. It looks like something. All right, here's something in the Gulf. Something's going to try to get form over there. Well, we do have something that we are watching in the Gulf. So it looks like maybe another high tries to build down, but we're going to have stall front syndrome. Yeah, there's something over here that tries to form. We're going to have to watch that. I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be an active tropical season. The Gulf of Mexico and the Western Atlantic over here are going to be the hot spots because of these water anomalies that we've talked about before. Let's go and look at the temperatures, temperature anomaly. All right, so you'll see what happens here with our temperatures. So still a little below normal tomorrow, and then things warm up by Wednesday, Thursday. See slightly above normal temperatures. Nothing really dramatic. Just slightly above normal. Nothing really. It does not look like there are any, like I said, any heat waves. This all has to do with the jet stream pattern because there isn't a really huge ridge to bring a lot of heat. But it's a small enough ridge that it will bring some heat. So here we go. Here is the jet stream. Looking at the jet stream, and you can see just huge waves, but it's actually a split flow. But the jet stream, again, very disorganized, a very disorganized looking jet stream, and that's not good because, again, if you have anything tropical that forms, you don't have a jet stream that's going to kick it out, and this is something tropical that we have to watch. So speaking of that, let's go and look at the current storms on here and see what we've got. Because we do have Invest 91L, and this is in the Gulf of Mexico over here that we can look at here on the satellite. Very disorganized, but something to keep an eye on right here. So here you go. It's having a little problem loading, but you can see there's some convection. That is something that will have to be watched. So let's get back to the models and take a closer look at our area and see what we have in store. So let's put this back to the temperatures, and we'll take a look at how the temperatures are going to go for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, another nice cool day. Temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s, and there will be a sea breeze, so probably be a little cooler on the South Shore, particularly in the afternoon. For Wednesday, yep, the heat comes back. We're in the mid-80s, and the humidity will accompany that, as you'll see later. And yep, Thursday too, we're going to be in the mid-80s, maybe some 90-degree readings in New Jersey. Thursday cools down a little bit to around 80 degrees. Weekend, we see maybe a little bit of a backing off of the heat a little bit. That high tries to build down, but we're still dealing with upper 70s and low 80s, a bit above average. And then the heat comes back on Sunday. So we're going to be above average, mid-80s, and we're going to be dealing with this for a while here. And then maybe it cools down again. We'll have to see, but it looks like, I mean, we are heading into June, so normal high is supposed to be in the mid-70s. The weather we are having today and tomorrow is below normal. So we are seeing summer-like temperatures, but no real heat waves. But, you know what they say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. So let's look at the humidity. We know we have nice low dew points today, and those low dew points stick around for tomorrow. Dew points only in the mid-30s on this GFS model here, but then by Wednesday we see the humidity start to come back, dew points rising into the 50s. Not too bad. I think Thursday the humidity is going to get a lot worse. Yes, then we have the dew points in the 60s, and that makes it pretty uncomfortable. And then we have that weak high built in, this weak little front, so it'll bring the dew points down to the mid-40s. And the weekend we'll have dew points in the mid-40s, so it will be drier on the weekend. The air will be drier before it starts getting humid again as we head towards Sunday. You can see the humidity around, and then we have to deal with it again. Looks like around Wednesday, June 12th, perhaps, because again we're dealing with more humidity, and yep, there's that storm that we have to watch again. So a lot of humidity around, but like I said, the summers they get more humid. We're dealing with more humidity due to climate change. Not so much more heat, more humidity. It's specific to our area because of those warmer ocean temperatures. So let's take a look at any chances of precipitation we might have along the way. For tomorrow, obviously it's dry. Wednesday, it's dry, I think. But as we go into Wednesday night, we start seeing some rain. Looks like a good amount of rain, perhaps Wednesday night to Thursday. And then that moves away, and then we hopefully can be dry on Friday, dry on Saturday, and maybe dry on Sunday too, as far as no rain. So that's good at least. I'm not going to go beyond that at this point. And And I don't have any of the other models going out far enough to really show you that. So let's look at the skies, and we'll look at the skies and see if we get a clear day tomorrow. So, well, like I said, this doesn't show the smoke, but according to this, it looks like the sky will be clear. Maybe some cirrus toward the afternoon, maybe a little bit of it, and then a lot more cloudiness come Wednesday. Thursday, I mean, it won't be clear, but the sun will be out, but it'll be like a partly sunny day, but it's going to be warm and humid. And then for Friday, it looks like it could be a clear day. Saturday, maybe some high clouds, but again, this doesn't show the smoke. Sunday, maybe some clear skies. So if that high builds down in the right spot, we may still have some clear skies, although the temperature may be a little higher than we'd like. But again, this doesn't show the smoke. So let's look at the NAM, which also won't show the smoke, but we'll look at it anyway. Tuesday, we have, again, mostly clear, maybe some cirrus later on, and then we have a lot more clouds come Wednesday. So let's look at earthnullschool.net, and let's see what the smoke is going to do, because this is the only only one I could really use to really track the smoke. As far as where the smoke is going to go, it's hard to predict exactly where it's going to go. But there aren't that many models that do it. But we'll look particles, PM10, and let's look. So you can see we had some smoke in our area, a little bit. I think this model is underdoing it. I think there was a little more than that, but you can see some smoke here. And the lights just flickered here. I don't know what that was about. All right, so let's move this ahead one day. So let's see, we are at 5 local, at 5 a.m. local. Let's move this a little more at 1300 local. So it looks like if you look here, you'll see that there is some smoke, not heavy smoke. Heavier smoke remains off to the west, but we may still be dealing with this smoke for a while. Oh yeah, it's just lots of it. Look at it. It's just covering everything. You can see the fires are still going. You can see them up here. So, yeah, this is not good. So it's particulates. You can also change the size. PM 2.5, PM1. It's basically as size. So I go to 10 because it'll show up most of the particles. Go here, the smaller the number is smaller particles. There's also sulfur dioxide, which you can look at too, which is kind of interesting as well. But again, you have all this stuff that's coming out of these fires that keep going. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm going to change this to ocean temperatures, and we're going to look at sea surface temperature anomaly. All right, now of course we can't predict that, so we have to go back to the current and take a look at the anomalies, and then I'm going to wrap this weather update up. And disturbingly, you see we have these very above normal waters here right next to some cold waters, and again, this is due to all the ice melt up there I've talked about before. But again, look at this high. This is what concerns me about tropical activity, is that you have this really warm water, and this is why I think Western Atlantic, this area here, and the Gulf, these are going to be the areas where a lot of the hurricanes and tropical storms are going to form. And unfortunately, because they're closer to the coast, that makes landfalling more likely, and also because of the way the jet stream sets up with these wavy patterns instead of a west-east flow, things that form could wind up slowly moving onshore. It's another thing we see is that the hurricanes that form in the tropical storms, when they make landfalls, they take their sweet time now because the steering currents in the atmosphere have weakened due to climate change. Anyway, let's see this anomaly here. 7.1 Celsius anomaly. That is a 12.8 degree Fahrenheit above normal. This is 12.8 degrees Fahrenheit above normal, above what it's supposed to be. So it's crazy. It's crazy. We have to keep watching this. Anyway, that does wrap up this weather update. One more nice day tomorrow before we go back into the humidity as another plane flies over, if you can hear it. Take care, and thank you for watching.